I have a couple of rules for picky eaters as well. So first off, if you have a picky eater and we're losing a lot of weight, or there's a picky eater that he will only eat French fries from McDonald's and nothing else goes in his mouth, then we need to use what's a specialist called a feeding specialist or a speech therapist that does feeding therapy. Okay. So these are our very severe picky eaters that are not gaining weight, that are actually losing muscle and losing appropriate weight because they're so picky. That being said, most of our kids are going to be picky eaters, but they're going to be growing just fine. So the rules that I use for picky eaters they usually start with having a regimented or scheduled meal times and snack times. So typically what you'll do is when you have a picky eater, you're going to take all of the unhealthy food in your house and you're going to toss it and you're not going to buy any more. And it's really hard for me to say that because I love eating unhealthy food too. So I apologize. So you're going to take all that unhealthy food, you're going to throw it out. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to get healthy snacks like fruits, vegetables, those sorts of things. And you're going to put it in an area that's accessible to your picky eater. Okay. So anytime they come to you and they're just saying, "Oh, I'm so hungry, I need a snack," you can say, "Look at these wonderful fruits and vegetables. Look at this lovely yogurt cup that we have." Lots of options that you can choose from to snack on. And eventually, so they'll probably say, "That's disgusting," and run away. Eventually they'll come back again and they'll say, "Oh, I'm so hungry." You say, "Look at all these wonderful options we have for you." And eventually their little hunger will drive them toward eating these healthy snacks. Okay. The next thing that you want to do, so you have your scheduled snacks and your scheduled meals, and you have your healthy snacks in your house. If you have a bag of chips in the house, they can smell it. They'll know it's there. Okay. They will not eat those healthy snacks if there's anything unhealthy in the house. So that's going to be step number one. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to take your meal times and you're going to take probably about an hour to an hour and a half before mealtime. And you're going to block any eating before then. So we're going to harness their hunger is what I call it. So about an hour and a half before mealtime, you're going to say there's no snacking right now because we're going to eat dinner or we're going to eat lunch. So when they come to the table, they come to the table hungry. They don't come to the table 15 minutes after eating a bag of chips, right? Because then they're not going to eat anything because they're already full. So for dinner time or lunchtime, I would recommend always making one thing that's healthy that they like. So always having something there at the dinner table that they enjoy, and then having a different variety of food that's always at the dinner table. So once they see what's on the table, you offer it to them. You don't force them to eat it. You don't make them sit at the table until they finish their food. You offer them the food. They can either choose to eat it or choose not to eat it. If they choose not to eat it and they say, "That's gross," and they run away, which typically happens with picky eaters, you'll just take their food on their plate, you wrap it up, throw it in the fridge, and you wait, because eventually that hunger is going to drive them back to the table. They're going to say, "I'm hungry." And you're going to say, "Look at this wonderful dinner we prepared for you." And you pull it out and you warm it up and you make it yummy for them. And eventually kind of doing that reinforces and it allows us to kind of harness their little hunger a little bit to help them try new foods. It's a little bit of a change in lifestyle for most families. So it kind of is hard. I'm not going to lie. It's not like an easy fix. You have to be consistent and very patient with these kids over a several week period as they try these new foods and as they start to get used to them. But I have noticed that families that are able to kind of stick with this consistently, it kind of opens up the world to these little ones, and they're able to see that, "Oh, these foods aren't poisoning me, and I'm feeling good when I eat these foods." And they actually start to eat these things and become very healthy in doing so.